And so the second question is, can people use a selfie?
I have seen some pretty good selfies, particularly as we talked about equipment being so democratic and the quality is so high on a mobile phone. An iPhone has incredible resolution these days. So do the Androids. And so, again, the selfies can be decent. And I think that the one benefit to that, particularly for some folks, is that they're most comfortable with themselves. I've seen authors take pretty decent shots with their own iPhones that made them look like themselves. And that's really what we're going for here is how to present yourself in a way that you look appealing and like yourself and that somebody that I would want to spend time with. And so I've seen it work. I would usually recommend working with a professional though for the first thing that people see and then saving those selfies for those drill down opportunities, social media, those posts where you're out in the wild, but I've seen them work.
I want to get back to the branding and how that maybe that's similar to or different from how you think about your background for video events. And I would say that if you're an author who's written a book about your solo trek up the Appalachian Trail and you have a selfie of yourself on the top of Mount Katahdin at the northern end of the Appalachian Trail, a selfie is pretty much probably the best possible picture. Like, you're not going to haul a professional photographer up there specifically to take a portrait of you. So
Yeah.
absolutely. But if you're going to be speaking to a room full of C-level execs about how they can succeed in their profession, in their careers, then a selfie, I think, is not sending the message you want. So I think it's really, as you're saying, the message and what level of formality is appropriate for the persona you want to portray. And is a selfie really what you want to use to do that?
Oh, I completely agree with that. And, and your example of who are you talking to and really considering that audience goes back to everything that I try to consider before I do any type of content. And the headshot is such an opportunity, again, for telling a story about you before you've ever said a word or anybody's read a word of your books or really knows much of anything about you. That shot is going to really send an impression.